Did you know the library is full of dirt? Join us this summer as we get the dirt, discovering interesting reading trails. There have been trails about Grammy, gardens, dirt diggers, and more. Today's Get the Dirt is another episode about pets. So far, we got the dirt on a pet that was in the fish family. Do you remember what pet that was? Yes, it was my Grammy fish named Jewel. How did we know she was a fish? She had gills for breathing underwater, fins for swimming, and lived all her life in the water. When we had a pet in the mammal family, do you remember what that pet was or in what family it belonged? Yes, it was a rabbit. And rabbits are in the mammal family. Mammals are animals that have their hair or fur. Mammals are warm-blooded. Mammals give birth to babies that look like them but are smaller and nurse their young. Mammals have vertebrae. Mammals have lungs to breathe air. Today's pet is a reptile. What's a reptile, you ask? Well, let's get the dirt by reading a fun book, The Cat in the Hat Learning Library. It was written by Trish Rabe and illustrated by Artistes Ruse and Joe Matthew. Do you remember reading another one from this series called My Oh My, a Butterfly? Well, this series looks like a fiction book because it's a cat in the hat and has cartoony pictures and has susical rhymes that are really nonfiction books. To get the dirt on reptiles, head to the 597 section of your library. Miles and miles of reptiles. I'm the cat in the hat in my crocodile car. We're off to find reptiles wherever they are. We'll find lizards and turtles, then travel for miles to see snakes, alligators, and real crocodiles. There are thousands of reptiles. I'll show some to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Most reptiles breathe air, most lay eggs in the sand. Some swim, some run on hot sand. Some reptiles have teeth, some reptiles have tails. All reptiles have skin that's covered in scales. First, let's meet some lizards. Count them and you'll find more lizards than all other reptiles combined. Lizards have eyelids that open and close. Most lizards you'll see have each foot have 5 toes. When lizards are hungry, some things they eat are plants, insects, snails, and other types of meat. Where are all kinds of lizards? Would you ever think that there is a lizard that is known as the slink? The world's biggest lizard is here in our wagon. It can grow 10 feet long. It's a Komodo dragon. This is a glass lizard, but it looks like a snake. But call it a snake, and you'll make a mistake. Reptiles are cold-blooded, but I have been told this does not mean reptiles have blood that is cold. It means that their temperature changes a lot. They get cold when it's cold, they get hot when it's hot. How do lizards get warm? Why, thank you for asking. They lie in the sun, and that is called basking. Meet my friend the chameleon. He's hiding right here. He changes his color when danger is near. When he is scared, he turns dark, and he stays out of sight, but his colors turn bright when he's ready to fight. A chameleon's tail has a powerful grip. It holds onto things so that it won't slip. One eye can look one way while one looks the other. One eye looks at me, one looks at my brother. That's what chameleons can do. On the Galapagos Islands, we'll see something new. Iguanas. They're lizards. Here's what they do. They swim in the waves, and when they are done, they crawl on the rocks to get warm in the sun. They have glands that strain salt from their salt water, and then they sneeze the salt out from their noses again. These lizards are geckos. Aren't they pretty? They live in the desert, rainforest, and city. They have pads on their feet that are perfect for gripping. They climb up a wall, even glass, without slipping. Why are they named gecko? Thing one and I know. Some chirp and squeak and it sounds like gecko. Now meet the turtles. Each one has a shell. This hard shell protects it, and does so quite well. The turtle heats up in a nice sunny spot, then slides into the water when they get too hot. Turtles are toothless, so they cannot chew. They swallow food whole. That's all they can do. Here's a tortoise I happen to know. This reptile eats grass, and it moves very slow. It looks like a turtle, but I understand. A turtle lives in the water and tortoise on land. About the tortoise, I discovered one thing. Each year of its life, it grows a new ring. Turtles have 4 legs, but sea turtles like these have flippers to swim through the water with ease. They lay eggs on land, and each mom somehow knows which beach she was hatched on, so that's where she goes. When the babies are hatched, the shells on their backs are so soft they are helpless if something attacks. We measured these babies. They're so very small. Their shells are just 3 inches long. That's all. On the Florida coast, in a swamp or lagoon, you may see a crocodile swimming by soon. Crocodiles have sharp teeth, and they walk on 4 legs. Their feet have sharp claws. Their young hatch from eggs. There are crocs that eat until they're filled up, and then it could be months, even years, before they eat again. Alligators and crocodiles look alike, as you see, but that's because they belong to the same family. We look at them closely, and here's what we saw. The gator's teeth hang over its lower jaw. They both live near water, and these reptiles glide by swinging their powerful tail from side to side. If you look at their heads, like we did side by side, a croc's head is thin, and a gator's is wide. They mate in the water, then we understand. The female comes out to lay eggs up on land. She digs a deep nest and she lays her eggs in it, laying 60 or so, about 1 every minute. When the babies are hatched, this is how small they are, each one weighs as much as things one candy bar. Reptiles are everywhere. Just look, you might see one down on the ground or high up in a tree. They come in all shapes, all colors and sizes, and you will discover they're full of surprises. And that was this book. Do you have a guess what today's pet might be? Today's pet lives in land and water. She has 4 legs and a tail. She has a hard shell. Yes, today's pet is a turtle. This is Meredith. This is my sister's pet turtle. And her name is Meredith. She has a very hard shell. And her legs are sort of scaly. She has claws. And like we read earlier in the book, she doesn't have any teeth when she gets suddenly moved to the water. Sometimes she curls up in her shell like she's doing right now. The name Meredith means guardian of the sea. And while Meredith is from a pond, not as the sea, I think Meredith is a clever name for her. Let's get the dirt on what type of turtle Meredith is. But wait, how do I know she's not a tortoise? You're right. We learned that tortoises live on land only, and that we can see that Meredith loves the water. Let's look in a book about turtles, a complete pet owner's manual, to see if we can find out what kind of turtle Meredith is. Pet care books are found in the 639 section of the library. at her. Isn't she cute? Anyhow, these are some turtles. This is a spotted turtle, a Reeves turtle, snake-neck turtle, box turtle. What one do you think she is? Well, from doing research, Haley found out that Meredith is a Reeves turtle. Reeves turtles can also be called Chinese pond turtles. They live in China, but they also live in Malaysia and Indonesia, nearby where Jewel, my Grammy, lived. Now, when we gave Meredith a new home, my sister made a habitat for her out of dirt and water so she could wander between both. We have worms in the dirt for her to eat, and the worms eat her dirt, which keeps Meredith's dirt clean. Dirt clean? There's an oxymoron. We made a pond habitat in our yard for her to swim in during the day. She loves it. She has 2 friends in that pond, but they are surprised for another segment of Get the Dirt. Did you know that your love for pets and animals could lead you to a job or career in animal care? We got the dirt last time and found out that Beatrix Potter loved animals. She drew and studied animals as a child and later became the author and illustrator of the books about Peter Rabbit and all of his friends. Another job you might enjoy if you like caring for sick and injured animals is a veterinarian. I have 2 fiction books to read today about turtles. How do I know they are fiction? Let's get the dirt and put together the clues. What on the cover makes you think Franklin is fiction? Well, I think he's fiction because turtles don't usually stand on their hind legs, and they definitely don't wear baseball caps. And if you look on the side, there aren't any numbers. And when there's numbers, that means they're non-fiction. Let's read Franklin. Franklin and the contest. Franklin can tie his shoes. Franklin can count by 2s. And Franklin can do lots of other things too. But Franklin cannot do something for 5 hours without stopping. This is the problem. Franklin wants to win a contest. One day, Franklin ran home from school. He grabbed the mail. There it was. The Whiz magazine. The best magazine for kids. Yippee! Shouted Franklin. Franklin sat down to read. He read about dinosaurs. He read about soccer players. He read the riddle page, and he read the quiz page. Then Franklin saw the contest page. Wow, said Franklin. Franklin called his friends. He ran to meet them at the park. The Whiz magazine is coming to Woodland, said Franklin. He told his friends about the contest. Wow, said everybody. We can all enter, said Franklin. We have to do something. For 5 hours without stopping. I'm going to move the rock so you can see the turtle better. Everybody wanted to enter. I can twiddle my thumbs for 5 hours without stopping, said Beaver. I can wiggle my ears, said Rabbit. I can hum, said Fox. I can eat blueberries and never, ever stop, said Bear. Everybody looked at Franklin. What can you do? Asked Beaver. I will think of something, he said. Franklin went home to think. First he jumped up and down. In a minute he was tired. Then he stood on his head. In half a minute he fell over. Next he rolled around the yard. In seconds he was dizzy. I will think some more later, said Franklin. For supper, Franklin's mother gave him fly soup. Yummy, said Franklin. I know I can eat 5 fly soup for 5 hours. Franklin ate fly soup for only 1 hour. Then he held his tummy and moaned. "I will have to think of something else," he said. Soon it was time for bed. "Think, think, think," said Franklin. "Why are you frowning?" said his mother. "I'm not frowning, I'm thinking." The next day and the next day and the next day after that, Franklin did lots of things. He skipped rope. He spun in a circle. He mooed like a cow. He clucked like a chicken. Franklin could do all those things, but not for 5 hours, without stopping. On Saturday, Franklin woke up early. "Yippee!" he shouted. "The Whiz magazine is coming to Woodlawn today." Then he frowned. "Think, think, think," he said. "I need something to do for the contest." Franklin went to the park. "Think, think, think," he said. Franklin stood in line to enter the contest. "Think, think, think," he said. He met Mr. Possum from the Whiz magazine. "Why are you frowning?" said Mr. Possum. "I'm not frowning," said Franklin. "I'm thinking." "Hey, everybody," said Mr. Possum. "Franklin is going to think for 5 hours." Franklin's friends were surprised. Franklin was surprised. "Ready, set, go!" shouted Mr. Possum. Franklin began to think. Franklin kept thinking when Beaver stopped twiddling. He kept thinking when Rabbit stopped wiggling. He kept thinking while Fox stopped humming. He kept thinking when Bear stopped eating. "Think, Franklin, think!" shouted all his friends. "And the winner is Franklin," said Mr. Possum. "Whiz, Franklin," said his friends. "You did it! You won!" "What will you do with your prize money, Franklin?" said Bear. Said Franklin. "I'll have to think about that." So, as we mentioned earlier, it's pretty easy to tell that turtles do not do all these things in this book. Turtles don't wear clothes or behave like people. We call that personification. The Franklin books were a very popular series at our house. Say, there's another clue to know that this is a fiction book. I said earlier, no numbers. These books are found in the E for Easy section of the library under B for Bourgeois. For more books about Franklin and his friends, chock full of adventures, be sure to get the dirt in the fiction section under B for Bourgeois, because they are a series, and they are likely to all be grouped together. That makes getting the dirt a bit easier. One last fiction book about turtles is called D.I.R.T, the Turtle, which was written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. This book led to a lively discussion at our house after we read it one day at the breakfast table. Let's get the dirt. See what you think. E for easy, S for Seuss. D.I.R.T the Turtle. On the faraway island of Saint-Louis, D.I.R.T the Turtle was king of the pond. It was clean, it was neat, it was a nice little pond. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat, the turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were, until D.I.R.T, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I, ruler," said D.I.R.T, "of all that is seen, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I could not look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. I ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could see higher, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all that I could see." So D.I.R.T the Turtle King lifted his hand, and D.I.R.T the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to a stone, and using these turtles, he built his new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back and piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see almost a mile. All mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm the king of a cow, and I'm the king of a mule. I'm the king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm the king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. And through all that morning he sat up high, saying over and over, a great king am I. Until long about noon, then he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king. And he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne. And this plain little turtle looked up and he said, Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've had pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please? Silence! The king of the turtles barked back. I am the king, and you're just only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm the king of a cow, and I'm the king of a mule, the king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, this royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and brayed. And the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came, swimming by dozens. Whole families of turtles, with uncles and cousins. All of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high, you could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. I'm the king of the birds, I'm the king of the bees, I'm the king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah, me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Again from below in the great heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we're feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, growled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I will go higher still. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them up to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the turtle lifted his hand and started to order the command, that plain little turtle below in the sack, the plain little turtle whose name was Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And the plain little lad got a bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. The king and Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of a house and a cow and a mule. Well, that was the end of Turtle King's rule. For Yertle the king of all Salamsond fell high off his high throne and fell plunk into the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is the king of the mud. That's all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. So where would you go to get the dirt on more books by Dr. Seuss? Yes, E for easy, S for Seuss, and probably all grouped together, as Dr. Seuss has written many books. I'm going to take Meredith out again. She gets very wet after she's been in the water. Meredith is quite shy at times. Thanks for watching Get the Dirt. Tomorrow in our Digging Deeper of Get the Dirt, we will be getting dirt on some special kind of dirt digger. Have a great day and be sure to get the dirt at your local library and sign up for the summer reading program. Say bye, Meredith. Meredith really likes to explore. Earlier today she was walking all over the library. In this little area, she's crawling all around. She even tried to climb on this book. She really likes warm rocks. She likes to lay on the warm rocks. She thinks they're very comfortable. Oh, there she is crawling around. Maybe she'll crawl on my hands. She is quite a busy turtle. Meredith wants to get the dirt too. That's how she breathes underwater. She just sticks her head up out of the water, then she can breathe. I think she's trying to get the dirt on more turtle books. I think she's done visiting for now. Anyhow, I hope you had a great time getting the dirt on turtles today.